What's up, y'all? It's your girl Sang. Today, you see I'm on a beautiful walk in the neighborhood. So basically all I wanted to talk about today was that I've officially, I think in the one yesterday I said I finally feel like me again, and I want to get back to being, you know, productive and active like I used to be. So today, like my game plan for the rest of the day once this walk is over is I have about like 4 or 5 videos to shoot. I have to get demo reels put together for a new voiceover site I'm going to be adding a profile to, and I also resell, so there's some things I got to get photoed up and listed. That doesn't take long at all because I already know what I'm doing, but those are just things I got to get down for the day. And honestly, it feels good to just be like fully doing something for a full day again, instead of like aimlessly sitting around lost and depressed with that feeling. To be fair, I did try to do this in March, and I had my camera with me and I was shooting videos every day, and I never released them. Basically, because I also said yesterday that I had went through something a couple months ago, like back in November, and I'm not gonna lie, that still was playing on my brain, and I was trying to rush through the process of healing, which is unhealthy. And looking back on those videos at the time, I was very disconnected. Wasn't genuine. I was all over the place, honestly. It was horrible, and I didn't really like it. And I just wanted to be in a better headspace when I decided to do this again, which I am, you know. Steps that I took for that, well, before I get into that, there was a study that dropped where, you know, I don't know if you guys seen it, where everybody's like, oh, having a chemical imbalance is real, isn't real, Big Pharma's been playing you. I actually read the whole study, so I didn't just read the title and maybe like the first couple sentences or whatever. But essentially what the study ended up showing was that long-term usage of depression medication was equivalent to taking placebos, which is sugar pills. So there's no real long-term effects that can help you with that. With that said, also a lot of the depression medication on the market does not work according to the FDA, where they got their statistics from. So only about like, it was like 46 or 48%, only that much actually like works, but it works on a short-term span. It doesn't work on a long-term span. And it's very interesting when you read the whole article. I am a person that is not big on putting pills in their body. I've never been big on that. Like, even down to like when I have my period, having cramps, I hate having to take Advil, but if it gets bad enough, you know, I gotta take it, because I'm not gonna spend the whole day in agony. Like, it's the worst. So, you know, you gotta take something, and that's one of the ones I was just like, you know what, this is just gonna be one of the things I just gotta do, you know. So very interesting study. I understand. Oh, and it also, to touch on that, because I know a lot of people's like, depression isn't real, blah blah blah. Depression is real. I think a lot of people overuse the term for something that's not really depression. So like, if your goldfish dies or something, and you have a lot of people that's just like, oh, I'm so depressed and I can't function, blah blah. No, you're just sad, and that's okay to be sad if there is like a death or whatever, but that doesn't mean you are like full blown out depressed. There's different forms of depression. Speaking of depression, it's also been linked that you can get that genetically. So if it like runs heavily in your family, there is a chance that you're going to be born with stuff in your brain just not snapping correctly. So you're going to be low on like serotonin and dopamine and stuff like that. So it's just, you know, it is what it is. I know I was in that headspace very heavily, to the point where I was having really bad, I don't know what to call it. I don't know if it was like sleep paralysis or whatever, but you know, when like the demons, you can see like a demon or a monster or something. I was having really, it was getting to the point where like, it was like every other night, that's what I was having. So, the things that have worked for me specifically that you can look into and maybe it'll work for you, because I like doing things on a holistic approach. I don't like I said, I don't like putting pills in my body. But one of the things I worked on is that I put myself into a daily routine, and I started doing the same things every day and just putting them into place. So for example, I try to make it a habit to wake up between 7 and 7:30 every day. It's become so ingrained that now my body is actually used to waking up at like 6:30, 6:40. Don't know how that happened, but that's where we are at. I make it a habit to also go to bed by 11 o'clock at the latest, because I do want to get a full 8 hours of sleep, so that can help me. Some days it's earlier, you know, some days I'll knock out at 9:30, 10, 10:30, but I always get up around the same time. I have a consistent thing that I want to follow. I always create my schedule for the day the night before, you know. I feel that helps you stay productive and committed to whatever you had planned to do in your mind. The heck? Something that has helped me a lot is coming outside into the sun. A lot of us stay inside all day, whether that's inside of our house, inside of our jobs, inside of our cars. We're constantly inside of something, and we're not getting actual like natural sunlight touching our bodies. If you're able to be grounded while doing this, that's actually even better. I live in a house with like the tiniest yard ever. It's also not mine because I'm renting it, so I don't ground myself a lot. Grounding can actually like heal a lot of inflammation naturally within your body. So if you're able to ground yourself for at least an hour daily while outside soaking up the sun, that works wonders as well. I can't really do that, so what I end up doing is I will go for a daily walk, and I plan to be out here for an hour minimum every day. While I'm out here, I also made it a thing to read every day, but now that I'm doing these walks, I make it a habit to listen to an audiobook if I'm not going to actually read when I'm at home. If I'm not listening to an audiobook, I'm listening to a podcast. I'm constantly educating myself on stuff, or just listening to something that's just good. Like on this walk, I was listening to a podcast from Rabbi Daniel Lapin, and he was talking about community and connecting with people. And it's just, sometimes it's just good to hear stuff like that, you know. I'm not saying you gotta listen to religious stuff, but whatever works for you, you know. And things I started doing with my diet, I don't eat a lot of processed foods no more. Like, I rarely eat fast food anymore. I used to consume it a lot. Like, being a reseller, I was on the road a lot. While you're out going from Goodwill to Goodwill, store to store, you get hungry. I would just pull up at like a Taco Bell or something, or a Wendy's. So I have cut that out completely. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I have it every once in a blue moon, but I'm so used to not having it now that it does not taste how it used to me. Like, having good food tastes amazing. I cook basically every day now. Like, I've completely eliminated that. Sodas, I don't really drink soda all like that anymore. We ended up buying a soda stream because my boyfriend loves sparkling water, and what we ended up doing, we figured out how to make homemade sodas. So, like, for example, we squeezed some lemon juice and some lime juice from actual lemons and limes, not like what you buy already in the jar. And we squeezed some of that into the bottom of the glasses, put some ice in there, put sparkling water on top. It tastes like the canned San Pellegrinos. It's like really good, you know. Recently we did buy like the syrup bottles. I don't know what it's called, but it's where you could just buy like the syrup for like the Coke and the root beer. Because he was curious, he wanted to know like how accurate it was to taste, and it's pretty accurate. But even then, I don't plan on drinking that like every day. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe once a week, maybe twice a week. Because I really haven't touched it since he's been gone. Because he's only home about like, I'll say 2 days max. If we're lucky, usually it's just 1 day. And that's like the cheat day of the week, you know? You're gonna eat we might go out to a restaurant, might drink a pop that day, you know, living life. That's just what it is. So I started eating better, which has helped a lot with everything. I was one of those people that would go to Dunkin' Donuts every day. I don't do that anymore. I actually make all of my favorite coffee drinks at the house, and it's wonderful because I personally know what's in everything. Now, obviously, Dunkin' Donuts, it probably is coffee. I don't know, like, the sugars or the syrups they make. I don't know what's in those. But I know when I make stuff, I know exactly what's in it. And it just tastes better. You know, it's cheaper, it tastes better, it's at the house. It's just different. Another thing I do, and I got this from Young Don Reborn, is that I use nutritional yeast every day. One thing I like about nutritional yeast is that you are able to get a lot of your B vitamins, and that helps with a lot of things. So I was dealing crazily with the whole sleep paralysis demon thing, which was throwing me off pretty bad. That once I started taking that every day, amongst doing all these other things, like, I just feel better. One thing I do want to get back into doing, even though I'm a pretty fit person, I'm 5'8" and a half, 115 pounds, so I'm pretty healthy, right? I do want to get back into exercising every day, so that might be, who knows, might be a video series. Maybe I might do something so you guys keep me accountable. I don't know, but that's just something I want to do moving forward. But I noticed ever since I started doing all of these things, I've been fine. Like, I don't feel how I felt in November. And with that said, you know, I was seeing a therapist for a minute, and she did say that, like, everything takes time. And it does. Everything does take time. But, and I was trying to rush things, which is why I said if I ever put any of those videos out for March, you'll see. Nothing was genuine, very disconnected. I didn't like it, and everything just seemed forced, you know, so. But now I'm happier. Alright, so the GoPro cut off, it be doing that sometimes. But yeah, anyways, like I was saying, I'm happier, I'm in a way better headspace, and I'm excited to start pumping these out on a daily, growing my channel. I've actually had a YouTube channel before, so I know how to grow it and everything. I just stopped because life, you know, but I'm back, ready to get into it. And honestly, that's about it. That's all I had on my mind. So until I see you guys for the next walk, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, because you already know who it is. Send, bitch.